Hey guys, this is Snyder from GosuGamers, sitting here with Strifecro at the end of day one in the late evening of SeatStoryCup. So Strifecro kind of continuing the tradition of Team Liquid team kills. Hard match against Monk. How do you feel?
Pretty good. I mean, we don't really have a tradition of team killing. This is like pretty much first time team killing.
Not for you, but like Team Liquid are known for killing each other into.
This is not Team Liquid. We're not Team Liquid. We're just
Liquid. Wow, it's kind of the same thing.
Not really. It's something else. It's more like just a practice group.
Okay, so you're playing. Who next?
Savages.
Oh, Savage. Oh, yeah. This will be like you're playing him like in a few hours, right?
Yeah, I think playing soon, later tonight.
Yeah, like people are expecting this to be like the match of the night because there's a lot of hype around you two. Like, consider the best constructed players, basically. So, worried, I guess.
I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I'm not sure about like what do you mean by worried? You know, like sometimes I'll win, sometimes I'll lose. You know, that's just what it is. I'll just play and maybe win, maybe lose. I don't know.
So you have no expectations. Like, what are your expectations coming into SeatStoryCup? Like, do you feel yourself the favorite, or you seem kind of like, yeah, we'll just see what happens?
Yeah, I think I have a good chance of winning this tournament. So just because I don't know, I think I have a good shot with only 8 people. It's like a very small tournament, so.
Okay, let's move on to what you're bringing here. Like in terms of classes, I think we saw Warlock from you, Druid,
and Warrior.
And Warrior. Yeah. Do you play anything different? Like, don't reveal anything like super secret tech, of course, but like, are you going more of the standard rule? Because I think we talked to Trump earlier today, and he said like, yeah, you're bringing a better version of your own Druid.
Oh.
Is there like truth to this, or?
Okay, well, I haven't played HearthStone in 2 weeks, so when I came here, I just copied some decks from online.
Really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you play?
I was playing a lot of Path of Exile.
Come on, really?
Yeah, yeah.
So you gotta fight for like $15,000 tournament and you go play Path of Exile?
Well, I don't like if I'm really playing games for money. Like, I just really want to play what I want to play. Like, it's a game, and if I'm kind of motivated for money about video games, it's not gonna be fun. So I'll just play whatever I want, basically.
You try the new Diablo patch?
No, I don't want to play it because I read basically how, like, the way that they're progressing their systems, and it seems like what their design is like they're pretty much just making the numbers bigger. You know, like that's how you progress in Diablo. You just get stronger and stronger. Like Path of Exile is a little bit different. It's like you kind of, it's like really deep, you know, like there's a huge skill tree, and there's very many different ways to build your character. So I think Diablo is really like there's not very much variety, and it's just literally like you grind up and get stronger gear and numbers get bigger. So I don't want to really play much.
Now at least you get your gear for your own character. Changing the loot system.
Yeah, but I don't have a character, so it's
yeah, fair enough. Okay, so Savages. Do you feel tired? Like this will be the last match for today. I think it's scheduled for 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Yeah. Do you feel exhausted? Like I know, like you haven't been playing like a long tournament because it's just eight players and you've only played one match. But like I caught you up earlier in the lounge. Like you feel like quite tired.
Yeah, of course I'm tired. I mean, I woke up maybe 7 a.m. and it's already so late. And being around so many people all day is tiring too. So,
how do you keep like your mindset in shape like so late? Because HearthStone is a difficult game to play. Basically, you have to calculate a lot of stuff.
Well, I think just kind of resting between matches. I mean, that's why maybe I was like just like laying on the couch and stuff. You know, I mean, as long as you're rested, I think you can probably just wake up before the game with some adrenaline and play. But you know, try not to get too tired before
Okay, so most of the players you already know, like you've been meeting them at ESGN Fight Nights, but there's like one guy who's the wild card here. Of course, I'm talking about Lucifer. So he came from Korea with a Warcraft 3 background, like not really known as a Hearthstone player. How much did you know about him as a Hearthstone player coming into SeatStory?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
What about the Korean meta? Like, do you follow anything outside?
No.
Shit, I was actually hoping to get some information about Korea. Okay, so let me take the question elsewhere. Europe versus North America. So this is like a big discussion, like which region is better. People say, yeah, Europeans just copy North American builds because they bring you up as an example, like the guy who set up standards. There's like the Savages stock or the Nimsh stock, and like, yeah, they're the guys who are setting trends as well in Europe. So North America is without, bias. Well, North America.
It's very hard to say because I've never actually played on their ladder. If I could, if I actually played on their ladder, I could get a really good feel of it very fast. But having never played on their ladder, I mean, I've played with at ESGN and these events. I've seen basically my whole extent of the European scene is like kind of like the Doggy House players. I know that there's some other very good players, especially heard a lot about like Colento, his like Miracle Rogue and stuff like that. But honestly, I've never played any of them, and it's so hard for me to say just because the only Europeans I know are these players, so.
Yeah, I've been talking to some like winners of GosuGamers or like top finishers, and they, I think they have the different mindset. Like they like to come into a tournament to surprise. Like there was a GosuGamers champion that brought a secrets rogue, a secrets mage, secrets control. So build all around mirror entity, and he also like the most old school kind of druid with nourishes and wild growths, like full fountains. So I think that this is a bit different in the Europe meta, I guess, at least tournament wise. So
some people in NA might bring those decks too. Those are just a couple of people, so you can't really judge a metagame around just one person bringing a deck to a tournament. So if you look at the whole European, I think the deck lists are very similar too. I mean, the deck lists all evolved together basically, because there's so much integration of the servers, like with like Europeans playing on NA and other, like vice versa, tournaments being streamed and decks copied from there. So I mean, I don't know. I mean that's just a couple of decks. So.
You mentioned evolution. We talked to Gnimsh like a few hours, and he said that basically the meta is like the current meta, the 44-58, is approaching its end. Like. Do you feel the same? Like, well, there's no more room for evolution. Like we've seen some decks popping up, like Reyna trying to reinvent Priest and Warlock, and we see actually Hizu being played by Nimsh today. So, how much space for evolution is between now and the next patch?
I mean, I think there's a little bit, but it's not going to be too much. Like the best classes, unless there's patches, it's going to be fairly similar, like Druid, Warrior, Shaman, Warlock, maybe Hunter, kind of. So it's like, those are pretty much what everyone's playing. There might be like a little bit of innovation, but at best I feel like a lot of these decks that are going to pop up are just going to be as good, it's not going to be something that just takes over the game, like maybe you can come up with some other variations that are almost as good or even as good, but I don't think it's going to be something that's like way better than anything now, and not with this patch. So
I don't think like an unpopular class at the moment will just revive itself. For example, like Mage, people have been trying different stuff with Mage, but it's still like ranked pretty low. I think like Liquid Heart, you rate it like I think last or like even below Priest, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if someone does make a good mage deck, I don't think that it'll be better than those 5 classes. At best, I think it might be a little bit competitive or even, so there's not too much of an even incentive to come up with that kind of stuff because at tournaments you only play like 4 or 5 decks, so if you have them, I guess you could try to surprise people with another deck, but from what I know about mage, it's like you can kind of make mage decks like good against everything, like kind of good against everything, but like by good I mean like playable. It's more like I almost feel like it's more like 49% against everything, just like losing against everything, but not getting crushed. and I don't know what the point of playing a deck that's like slightly losing against everything is. You know, it's like, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to have like good percentages versus everything, or counter something very well to well, for example, what do they need to change with the class to make it viable again? Because they was nerfing it pretty bad, like from Blizzard. They first was the frost spells, and then the pyroblast. Like everything valuable that the class had, it was destroyed basically. So what do they need to bring back, or what do they need to change to include it?
I mean, it's so close right now, everything. So even if they just literally just boosted like a number or two on their spell, like one of their cards, it'd be probably fine. Like it's not like any of their cards are a big problem right now, and it's not like any other cards are like really weak, you know. And even if there were, I don't know. It's just I can't really think of it as something specific, but even if they just add like a small number of buffs to something, it'd be fine. Or even just nerf some other classes.
Okay, so speaking of tournament play, a lot of discussion. There's been a lot of discussion about NotPegel, and you know the problems or opportunities that it creates. So we actually ban it in our own tournaments, which has led to like fiery discussions on Reddit, like yeah, you shouldn't or you should. What's your take on this? Like, should cards like that are problematic and are not addressed by Blizzard immediately be banned by tournament entities, or just let the developers fix them with time?
I don't know, because it's kind of weird, because I kind of agree with the whole community with NotPegel. Kind of, it's harmful for the game. Like, it's not good to have NotPegel in the current state. Like, it's definitely stifling some decks, and also like some of the games that are kind of ruined by it. But then again, like, it just really depends on what you want your tournament to be, because if your goal for your tournament is to get viewers, then that might not be so good, because the people that watch the tournaments generally are, you know, maybe watching it to learn or something like that, and they're mostly trying to take the skills from the tournament into ladder. And if they watch a whole tournament not pickle band, and then they try to copy this, like, they're not getting the use from their watching the tournament, because they're trying to see how the top players play the best decks, and the best decks in the tournament are not the same in the ladder because NotPegel's banned. But you know, if you're just trying to like create like a really fun competitive scene, then yeah, it'd be good to ban it. So it's just completely, you know, depending on your motivations for running the tournament.
How would you fix it personally? Because there's been a lot of suggestions. Some people say nerf it to 3 health, make it like draw cards every other turn or whatever, or lose health when he draws.
I mean, I think that they could just nerf it by 1 health or something. That'd be the easiest way. It's really hard to add a mechanic like every other turn, just because there's not that kind of memory in Hearthstone right now. Like, it'd be weird no matter how you word it, and if you had like draw a card every other turn, it doesn't really, it's not elegant like for the mechanics. So
I think somebody worded, how was it? Like, at the end of the turn, if you have even number of mana crystals, he draws.
But then you could do weird stuff like wild growth, and it's just weird. I don't know. And also, I mean, at turn 10, you always stay there. And also, it's actually kind of imbalanced that way, because you can drop it on an even turn, you're guaranteed to draw it right away. So it's not even the same card anymore.
I guess so.
I think it'd be way better like that. That's like a way big buff to NotPegel.
Yeah, because yeah, you
can time it on drop 100%, especially on turn 2. It's already like perfect for you, because that's even.
Yeah, but at least, you know, removes the coin peggle on turn 1, and I guess this is fixed. But yeah, you're right. Like, you drop it on an even turn, guaranteed draw. Like,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it's getting pretty late, and I don't want to torture you more with questions. So, final words to the camera before I leave you play Savages?
I don't have anything.
Come on, man. Like, Savages, I will destroy you. You're finished scrub or something.
I will destroy you, Savage.
No, this wasn't directed at all. So, this was Nader from GosuGamers here with Strifecro. Stay tuned to us for more Hearthstone coverage from SeatStoryCup.